Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's midnight now here in Cairo, and this is a new edition of Panorama News. In the upcoming 35 minutes, we'll be bringing you the latest of the political, economic and sports news from all around the world. I'm Hani Saif, I'll be your host for tonight, and we'll start off with the political news, where President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi on Monday said Egypt's Decent Life Initiative projects in rural areas cost $40 billion in the last 7 years. The remarks came as the president inaugurated Egypt's annual Egypt's Petroleum Show in Cairo.
President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi witnessed Monday the inauguration of Egypt's 5th Petroleum Show, Egypt's 2022. In his speech, al-Sisi said that the African countries paid a high cost as a result of long colonialization and the exploitation of its resources. He noted that this resulted in high rates of poverty and illiteracy among the African people, which should not be an acceptable situation anymore. The head of state said that Egypt managed to achieve economic growth during the corona pandemic, adding that the cost of infrastructure projects in Egypt worth $400 billion within only 7 years. He said that the infrastructure of the African countries needs a lot of work and investments to reach an acceptable state. The president said Haya Karima initiative costed $40 million in order to put Egypt on the right path. Later, President Sisi started an inspection tour at Egypt Petroleum Show Egypt's 2022. The tour followed a round table which was attended by President Sisi with Minister of Petroleum and Mineral Resources Tariq al-Mulla attending. The seminar is themed Developing a Unified Vision Toward Energy Transition in Africa and Efforts to Combat Climate Change in the Continent ahead of Climate Summit COP27. A wide number of heads of global and local energy companies, international oil and gas organizations and petroleum industry experts are present.
On the sidelines of Egypt's 2022, President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi met with the CEO of British Petroleum Company, Bernard Looney, on Monday. Presidential spokesman Bassem Radi said that during the meeting, President al-Sisi stressed his keenness on enhancing joint cooperation between both sides and directed to remove any obstacles facing the company's business in Egypt. For his part, Looney praised Egypt's wise leadership and ambitious vision to reach a regional energy hub and hailed relations binding Egypt and Britain in various domains. Radi said that the meeting tackled the company's investment plans for the coming years in the field of oil exploration in Egypt. Also on Monday, President al-Sisi received John Christman, chairman of the U.S. Apache Company, which is specialized in oil excavation. During the meeting, al-Sisi hailed the activities and investments of the company in Egypt. For his part, Christman stressed on the significance of the strategic partnership between Egypt and the company, confirming their keenness on enhancing it. In his speech during Egypt's exhibition and conference, Minister of Petroleum and Mineral Resources Tariq al-Mulla said that the conference succeeded to be a vital platform at which main players of petroleum and gas industry meet. Al-Mulla added that along the past 7 years, the state made endeavors to consolidate social equality, pointing to Egypt's success in achieving positive economic growth despite the coronavirus pandemic. Al-Mulla also said that the increase in petroleum exports is considered one of the most prominent achievements of the ministry in the past 2 years, pointing to the leap that took place by increasing gas stations to reach 600 stations. In another context, Al-Mulla underscored that Egypt made an initiative of holding a Mediterranean Gas Forum 3 years ago as an example of regional cooperation in the Eastern Mediterranean. He also added that Egypt's hosting Climate Summit COP27 in Sharm el-Sheikh is a chance to boost the state's regional and international efforts in protecting the environment, introducing an African joint initiative to find balanced and scientific solutions for climate change. Addressing the conference, Commissioner for Infrastructure and Energy of the African Union Commission, Dr. Amani Abu Zaid, at a Decent Life project, said the priority is for the natural gas in countryside projects. She said that 600 million Africans are in need for electricity and that Africa is in need for the priorities like water, energy and digital connection, which will be provided by A Decent Life. In his speech, President of energy company DMG, Christopher Hudson, said that Egypt's exhibition and conference contributes to forming concepts of petroleum and energy's industry, saying that Egypt is playing a great role in power industry. For his part, Executive Director of International Energy Agency, Fatih Birul, said that Egypt has managed to benefit from gas assets and great transformation in electricity market after upgrading it. He added that Egypt managed to achieve a surplus in electricity after shortages and increasing subsidies in addition to depending on solar energy, which attracted a large number of investments. Foreign Minister and COP27 President-designate Sameh Shukri conferred on Monday with UN Framework Convention on Climate Change Executive Secretary Patricia Espinosa during his current visit to the German city of Bonn. Spokesman of the Foreign Ministry Ahmed Hafiz tweeted that the meeting comes as part of current preparations for Egypt's hosting of the UN Climate Conference COP27, as well as enhancing international action to mitigate the impact of climate change. Cairo on Monday hosted the 13th convention of the Islamic Waqf Ministers Executive Council that is held under the chairmanship of Saudi Minister of Waqf Abdul Latif al-Sheikh. In an opening address, Minister of Islamic Waqf Mohammed Mukhtar Goma said the meetings would tackle the main issues facing the Islamic world. The minister stressed on the importance of specialization in Islamic scholastic affairs, mainly in regard to issuing fatwas. The Waqf ministers will review member states' experiences and different approaches in building and maintaining mosques and in recruiting imams, preachers and dawah specialists. They would also exchange expertise in facing extremist thoughts and hatred speech, while encouraging shared humanist values of coexistence and tolerance. In the economic news, Egypt's stock indices collectively slid in the trading session on Monday after being affected by profit-making selling operations, besides global economic fears concerning Ukraine. The benchmark EGX 30 index slid by 0.3%. The EGX 70 index for small and medium businesses also went down by 0.96%. And the broader EGX 100 index also dropped by 0.81%. After all indices slid by sales of investors, the market capitalization lost 4.1 billion Egyptian pounds to close at 722.5 billion amid transactions of about 6.1 billion pounds.